Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of From the Fourth Line. My name's Emma, and I'm joined, as always, by my lovely co-host, Ella.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode. Man, like the Leafs, yes, we are spoiled, having the 7 o'clock games. We don't talk about the Pacific. We don't have to stay up late that often. We don't talk about the Pacific Division that often. Our sister show, The Coast, that's where you can get all your Pacific news. But the Leafs have a couple road trips every year where there is going to be one or two late night games. And currently, right now, the Leafs are in the middle, I guess, of their. I still don't know what to call this road trip. It's like the Colorado, Utah, Vegas one that, it used to be Colorado, the Colorado, Arizona, Utah one, the Colorado, Arizona, Vegas one, but now it's the same road trip every year. It's always these three teams looped in together. I guess they also will have Winnipeg on the back end of this road trip before returning at home, which is kind of strange because usually Winnipeg gets added on to the end of the Canadian West Coast road trip, but it doesn't matter. So I like still don't know what to call this road trip, but like they have the same road trip every year.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can't really call it the high altitude road trip because like Vegas isn't really at a high altitude. It's not really fully a desert road trip because
It's sort of like the road trip of like just mild trauma and general doom.
the road trip of mild trauma and general doom. That's great.
Yeah, I think people need to start getting more creative with the names. Like, oh, it's the West Coast road trip. No, what feelings does this road trip evoke? And how can you word that in a way that is slightly entertaining?
Yeah.
That's my question.
California road trip is the kick your teeth in road trip now because all those teams are like not bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like California used to be kind of like a put your not that it should be, but like I guess the only team that was consistently like, oh, we're facing them tonight was like LA. But like even then. But now
Yeah.
like Sharks are good. Like good in the way of like, yeah, you're gonna go in there and it's not gonna be easy. Not that any of these games are easy and like should be treated as such, but like Sharks are good now, the Ducks are good, the Kings are good still.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bloodbath over there in the West. Speaking of bloodbath, they're going into the center of it first off on the road trip on Monday with a game against the Colorado Avalanche, who have going into this game, we're on a 17 home win streak, meaning they have not lost since October 23rd.
Which is
Do you know how much has happened in like in our lives, like like outside of the show and outside of like what happens in like the hockey world, but also like what has happened in the hockey world since like October 23rd. Quinn Hughes was still the captain of the Vancouver Canucks on October 23rd.
Nothing is real.
Right? But that's also like no one has gone since October 23rd. No one had gone into Ball Arena where the Colorado Avalanche play and have walked out with 2 points. That also shows you how insane of a season right now the Colorado Avalanche are having. Like people are saying that they like could break the record that was set by the Boston Bruins in the 2020 season for like the best record and the highest points total in the regular season for a team. So we'll see. They have like 4 regulation losses now or something. They're like, it's like ridiculous. They're like 20 points ahead of Vegas, who lead the Pacific Division. Like silly stats, right? Like where you're like, there's no way this is real.
It's just crazy.
It's just nuts. But I'm really setting this all up and milking this for like if you know how this game ended. I'm really milking the fact that like, hey, it's hard to go into Colorado's arena. It's hard to go into Denver and walk away with a win. Not very many teams have done it this season. But Easton Cowan gets the Leafs started with a goal that was meant for Bobby McMann, who was net front, ends up going off of Brent Burns' skate. A goal's a goal at the end of the day. It counts. We're good. Leafs are on the board. And then, like, not that long after that, Cale Makar is like, hey, remember how I'm Cale Makar? Which is like, I'm well aware about how good Cale Makar is, and I'm sure you are too.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just
And
a
like,
tad.
it's really nice as a fan of an Eastern Conference team that like we don't have to like twice a year where our team has to like go up against Cale Makar and it's like kind of a big deal. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, man, it's really nice that Cale Makar is Canadian because he's so good at hockey. And then twice a year, the Leafs play the Colorado Avalanche, and I'm like, oh my god, fuck you, Cale Makar. Why are you so good?
Yeah.
And that's what that goal was, where I was like, man, Cale Makar's really good at hockey, isn't he? Like sometimes you just play against a really good player and you're like, man, yeah, like they were gonna get one. I think maybe this is how like some teams play act when like Austin Matthews, like especially when he was like on his like 60 goal or 69 goal seasons, like just where it's like Austin Matthews comes into your building and you just kind of have to accept your fate of like, man, this is Austin Matthews, he's ridiculous type deal.
Yeah.
This is how I feel like watching Connor McDavid highlights.
Just
right? You're like, you're nuts. You're
like,
insane.
Who invented you?
Were you made in a lab? The answer is yes.
Which lab did you come from?
That lab is called the OHL.
Mm-hmm.
What lab made you? Nick Robertson would have to leave this game during the first period after blocking a shot. I said in an unfortunate place, and I think people like I just said it like the offsides like work trat, and I was like, oh, Nick Robertson left the game. He was hit in an unfortunate place because I wasn't sure, and the broadcast wasn't sure either where he blocked a shot with, whether it was like his ankle or his foot or like a little bit higher up on his calf or something, like or his inside of the knee. Like I didn't see it. I couldn't get a clear angle. Sportsnet like the broadcast wasn't really sure either. So like I just said unfortunate and people thought that I was like talking about how he got like a puck to the nuts or something.
Yeah.
I was like, no. I think he just like it might have just been the inside of the knee, but he would leave the game and would not return, meaning that Bobby McMann, who had kind of gotten like he was on the fourth line and he's playing well there too. Got kind of moved around the lineup a little bit in this one, but he would showcase his speed. He's so goddamn fast. Bobby McMann, like, it's kind of a shame that for the All-Star game, and I've kind of been saying this for a while now, that because maybe it'll make it a little bit more exciting and maybe you guys will care more, that like because you have all these advanced statistics and like NHL Edge is a thing and all that sort of stuff, that like maybe you can start like instead of just sending like all stars is in like the traditional sense of like how we know them of just like the best players in the league, you send like for the skills competition, you send like guys who are like really good at just like that one thing. Like I would love to see Bobby McMann in the fastest skater competition. Unfortunately, much love to Bobby McMann. Odds are, unless it's a like he gets like a whole John Scott situation, will probably not go to the NHL All-Star game. Which is unfortunate, but like would love to see him go because he's just so like he is in that top percentile of just fast players. He's so fast, and if you watch his goal again, like you can see when like this foot race between him and like three Colorado Avalanche players starts, he's in third. By the time he's taking a shot, he's got like three strides on the guys chasing after him. That's how fast he is. And it's just insane. But yeah, this game would end up tied 3-3 to go into overtime. Joseph Woll makes some great saves in this one. There's one that it was not even like he didn't even make the save, and it wouldn't even have been attributed as a shot on net because it hit the crossbar, and that's just how the NHL counts shots, which is a little bit silly. But it was a shot by Nathan MacKinnon, hits the crossbar, goes out. Eventually the Leafs send it the other way, and it's William Nylander, who in his 2 games back from injury, 3 games back, has looked great.
Mm-hmm.
And has come back pretty nicely to seal the deal. And the Leafs walk out of Colorado with a win, with 2 points, which moves them into a wild card spot, by the way. For a brief for a brief second. I believe they are now no longer in one because the Boston Bruins won last night, or at least earned a point last night. Oh no, they still are. Sweet. They are still. So they were first in the wild card spot. Now they're second in the wild card spot. Oh my, I'm like, okay. But that is great. Leafs are back in the playoffs. Probably, I think, for the first time this season. I don't believe, and I probably could like go back and like look at dates and stuff because you can do that on the NHL website. It's pretty cool of a tool if you wanted to like look and stuff. I don't think the Leafs have ever been. Oh no, they were. They were in like early November, which is nice. I was like, I don't remember them like ever being inside. Like, yeah. Literally they're like in the playoff spot for the first time since like November 8th.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
so
rough.
that's how like long, that's also like how long that slide was, like early mid-November when they just like right? Where they like couldn't get a win and they were struggling. We had to talk about those games, but that's like how long that slide was, and that they're just now coming back from it, just getting back into a playoff spot, despite like, you know, after this game they were 8-0-2 in their last 10. I think now I gotta go back to like today's date. Now the Leafs are 7-1-2 in their last 10 because they lost to Utah last night. We're recording this on Wednesday. On Tuesday, but I will also say, throw in here, because Joseph had a great game, stopping 31 of 34 shots, giving him a .912 save percentage. Both Joseph Woll and Hildeby are top 10 for NHL goaltenders according to save percentage.
Yeah.
If you wanted to look at that sort of stat, which is great for the Leafs.
Huge for us, personally.
Huge for us, personally. Yeah,
We're
absolutely. Huge for us. Also big for the Leafs as well. Anthony Stolarz' return is imminent. He is with the Leafs on this road trip, which I think is the first time he has traveled with the Leafs on a road trip. He's taking morning skates regularly, which is great for his return. So maybe we'll get a little bit of clarity of what he was actually out with. Yeah. Because we still like don't know. All we know is it's not a concussion. Right? So we'll see. We'll also see like what the Leafs will do. I mean, obviously, because you have that flexibility, you'll send Hildeby back down to the Marlies, but like you do have 3 NHL goaltenders. Yeah. So Toronto then the next night in a back-to-back will play Utah. They lost 6-1. Unfortunately for all you Leafs bottom 6 Blurbo fans out there, no Alex Kerfoot in the lineup for Utah. He's been put on IR due to an upper body injury a couple of days ago, which is unfortunate. That's too bad.
Yeah. Think of what we could have had. No.
Kerf. We could have had Kerf. Oh, man. But I will say, like, in this game, like, it looked like the Leafs were playing the second game of a back-to-back. Like, you probably, like, didn't even have to tell me that, hey, this is the Leafs' second game of a back-to-back, and I would have been able to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, in the way of, and because we would reference these types of games all the time, like when they were on the schedule regularly for the Leafs, because this isn't a thing this year, but when the Leafs, and specifically the Leafs, would play in Carolina as the second game of a back-to-back with travel, and that game never went well because every single time, and I don't know if it was just like the system that Carolina plays with under Rod Brindamore or what, but like every single time, like Carolina would just shut down Toronto's offense. Like, Carolina also is a very defensive-minded team, and they're a very defensive forward facing team. Like, they're just defense first. That's the system that Rod Brindamore runs. It's like a really weird, like, pseudo trap type deal system. But like, remember how we would talk about those games? And it's like, these guys look dead out here. You can tell it's the second game of a back-to-back with travel. Like, I remember, I think it was the start of last season when the schedule got released. I think we went through it again on the show like we did prior to this season. And I think I looked at some of those, like, Colorado, like, not Carolina, that, like, Carolina with, like, back-to-back with travel game. And I was like, that's not going to go well.
Yeah, like...
But, yeah, just... They looked, and Utah is a very good team. They have very good, talented forwards, like Dylan Guenther scored 2 in this one. What a shot he has, eh? Just, I will say, Leafs weren't shut out thanks to a goal from Calle Jarnkrok. And also as well, like, the Leafs just weren't there, and it wasn't even, like, you look and you're like, oh my god, this score was 6-1, like, maybe Dennis Hildeby was not, like, on. Like, yes, okay, you probably wanted more, like, saves from him a little bit. He faced 40 shots. So yes, allowing 6 is still, like, an .850 save percentage, but also, like, he faced 40 shots. It becomes a certain point where you gotta go, okay, I think there's a bigger issue than Dennis Hildeby's .850 save percentage, and I think it lies in the 40 shots he faced.
Yeah. Like...
And I think some of that, too, is, like... And I don't want to put excuses on this team, because also this team has a really good streak. You know, they've had a really good streak going recently. Like, them, you know, losing one... Like, you can't win every game. Right? Yeah. Like, we can't sit here and be like, man, the Leafs really should have had this one, and this is why, blah, 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 blah. And also, like, you also at the same time want to be like, hey, so, like, you can't put up that performance.
Like,
right? Or at least can't put up that yeah. Like, you can't put up that performance, but also at the same time, like, you can't win every game. Like, I'm also not going to give them, like, yeah, okay, altitude is a thing as well.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I get it. Whatever. Look a little bit more alive.
Yeah, like, at least pretend that you're not feeling like shit.
Yeah. Yeah. For the Leafs upcoming, though, however, it was Matias Maccelli's return to Utah as well, following being traded. Yeah. Upcoming for the Leafs, they are in Vegas on Thursday, meaning this will be the first time that the Toronto Maple Leafs will play against Mitch Marner, or Mitch Marner will play against the Toronto Maple Leafs since signing a deal and being traded to Vegas. It's still, like, technically, yes, he was traded to Vegas for, but also at the same time, like, he essentially signed with Vegas. You know what I mean? It's like that weird, like, yes, he was traded, but, like, also, was he? But Vegas, it also means, and more important news, it's Nick Waugh's first time playing in Vegas since being traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs. If we want to look at it that way. But yes, Vegas on Thursday. It'll be interesting to see. There was an article in The Athletic today that was, I read very briefly in between classes today and just before we started the show. about Mitch Marner. It was more of a feature type, personality piece there that was written in The Athletic, just kind of about like him finding his new home in Vegas and blah 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 yada yada yada. But it'll be interesting for sure to see kind of how it goes on Thursday. Prior to Marner's return to Toronto the week after. That's on Friday on the 23rd. So we'll see how that is. But it's interesting because for as well as Marner's been playing, and he has been playing, fairly well. I think he's somewhere hovering in around a point per game currently this season with Vegas.
Yeah.
He's moved around the lineup quite a bit. He's played basically everywhere, which is also like something Mitch Marner can do, as we've seen with Toronto. Like, yes, okay, he occupied that first line right winger role for years. He took shifts on D. He's played like in the PK, on the power play. Like, he plays quite a bit. His shifts have been reduced to the lowest they've been in his career, probably I think since his rookie season. Just because of the way that Bruce Cassidy manages his bench, has a little bit more of an even distribution of ice time, but also as well, like Marner has played, I think, like now I don't know how outdated this stat is now. It was something that I saw earlier in the week that Marner has played 10 of his last 11 games at center, which is something he never played center as a Toronto Maple Leaf. At the same time, also as well, like talking with good friend of the show Cody about this, because I was like, hey, I don't even remember like Marner, like, yes, okay, he probably played center in London, but he didn't really, like, it was like he was sort of drafted as a center, but like the Leafs never really played him as a center because they just like saw him as a right winger and they had that role to fill. Obviously, like once he made his NHL debut with Austin Matthews, like you just kind of like, that's where he's gonna go. It is really interesting that like through the many years of Austin Matthews injuries, they were never like, no coach in Toronto was ever like, hey, what if we tried Marner at center? Like, because he is a very defensively minded player. Like, yes, he's very creative, he's very crafty, he's a playmaker, but it like, he also is very defensively minded, which is like also, a lot of times a responsibility that falls onto the center on like a very traditionally built line. So it's very interesting that the Leafs never were like, hey, this guy's like, we've played him on shifts on D. He's on our PK. He quarterbacks our power play. Like, why don't we play him at center? Like, never came into a thought of like, what if we tried this, even in a preseason game? Like, nothing. Never. In his like 9 years of being in Toronto after being drafted from London, nada. So it is interesting. It also just, I think, kind of showcases the sort of center depth that, lack of center depth, I should say, that Vegas is dealing with at the moment. But, it is interesting, just kind of the many different places that Mitch Marner has played in Vegas's lineup, for sure. I think it also shows his, like, creative. Anyways, Mitch Marner, man, like...
Yeah.
It'll... Like, I think maybe the bigger story about Mitch Marner, like, will be more so in his return to Toronto next week on Friday, on the 23rd. But, this is also, like, I think you just see more so a lot of, like, I think what will be good is probably the fact that, like, before he returns to Toronto and before, like, him and also like guys who have been on the Leafs that he's played with for years, like Matthews and Nylander and Riley and Tavares and Nick Robertson, like I'll make that joke a little bit later, but like they'll have a game where it's not in Toronto and it's not on a Saturday night, or like I guess this one's on a Friday, this game, but like it's not on a Saturday night, so there's a little bit less of it's a regional broadcast because it's a Thursday, so it'll be on TSN. It's a regional broadcast, not a national one. So I think just like to get that done and dusted, like that first time playing against each other before then the big main event that everyone, like, as soon as the schedule came out, everyone circled the date on their calendar, sort of deal, on Friday next week. But the joke I wanted to make is that the Leafs posted like all their every guy's like first goal with the Leafs as a Toronto Maple Leaf. And like, you know, you'll scroll through, there's a couple different, like, this was also like a YouTube video that they posted like months ago that I think that I watched, but it was like you watch it and like the tweets that they have, they were like in order, and they've done in order of like chronologically the date of the goal.
Mm.
So it like goes like Morgan Riley. You're like Morgan Riley, William Nylander, Austin Matthews, John Tavares. Okay, like who's next? Nick Robertson. Much love to Nick Robertson. Love the guy. Dude, this is like when you know there's all this stuff about David Kampf like terminating his contract,
Mm.
and we were like, wow, I can't believe that outside of that fight he's like one of the longest in Toronto Maple Leafs.
Wild.
But like I remember the days of like this is like really it was like when Mark Giordano was like still on the Leafs and stuff where like they would have like it'd be like a bench penalty. I specifically remember this because it was like there was like a couple penalties and they had them serve it was like Mark Giordano and Nick Robertson in the box.
It's so wildly
And
unserious.
it was like yeah, here's like when you're an intern and like your best friend is your like 45-year-old coworker.
Oh, damn it.
But yeah, it's just one of those little things. They really just were putting like 19-year-old, 18, 19-year-old Nick Robertson into situations. Which seems a little unfair.
Just a tad.
Yeah. It's just one of those little like funny things. And also, you know, one of the I mean, yeah. I was gonna talk about how like the Leafs all have like matching jackets, which is a little bit
That
funny. They all like
I just love it.
but like they have two. There's two matching Leafs jackets.
The
There's like
power
the
of friendship,
blue
Emma.
puffy Canada Goose one.
Mm.
And then there's this one that they got from like the Garrison, like the bespoke like Taylor Garrisons that they like all
Mm.
use. That was like a gift to the whole team. It's like this like shacket type deal. It's like a felt, you know which one? Like navy. It's got like double-breasted pockets, like double pockets. It's like really funny that they all have this like matching jacket. And I'm sorry, maybe I'm just like too maybe I haven't. No, that's a lie because there was a point in my life, ski racing, in which
Mm.
we have team jackets, in which me and all my friends had matching jackets. So like I have a matching jacket with all my coworkers. We all have coaching jackets that all match, but it was more of a
Mm.
thing of like I can't imagine like I don't know, it's like your friends, and it's like you all end up like wearing the same shirt. I'm sorry, maybe it's just like when me and my sister will wear similar outfits because we have like similar outfits in the way of like blue jeans and a white shirt, one
Mm.
of us has to go change.
Yeah.
So I
Like,
can't
I'm
imagine
sorry,
like
I'm not having it.
showing up like showing up at the rink and you're like walking through the parking lot and you and your like coworker but also like your friend because we're probably all like somewhat friends but like you and your friend like have the same coat on unplanned.
Mm.
Unless
Excuse
they
me?
are planning this and they're like texting each, you know, like when you're no, because I made this reference last time and you didn't get it because you had uniforms. I already made this joke on this show where it's
Oh.
like when you text your friends, "Hey, I'll wear a skirt. I want to wear a skirt tomorrow, but I'll only wear it if you wear one too to school." But then you
I
were
mean,
like,
I
"I had a uniform."
I mean, I get it in like when we had like non-uniform days. Then that was always really fun because I'd message all my friends and be like, "What are you guys wearing tomorrow?" And like, "What's the
I'll wear a
vibe?"
skirt if you wear a skirt, right? Like that kind of deal.
Yeah, I was like, "I don't know what to wear." And then we'd all be like messaging, and I'd be like, "I don't have anything to wear," and they'd be like, "I can bring this for you to wear if you want." I was like, "We need to look cool."
Well, it's like they had the same thing a couple of years ago where they all had the same white button down with like the blue
Yeah,
fabric underneath the buttons.
yeah.
And now like here they are with their matching jackets. It's like kind of like team like it's the fact that they all have the same coat. And
It
one of
really
like
makes me
also
giggle.
to show how different of a tax bracket we are to these hockey players. It's a Canada Goose jacket that they all have matching and a custom tailored bespoke shacket, like a felt shacket type deal.
It's crazy. It's
And we
like
can't even put together matching t-shirts. So
no, it's like they might have that, but I have the woman in Shipley Market who alters my clothes for me sometimes.
sometimes no, but it's like very different tax brackets. I've never once in my life had a Canada Goose coat.
No.
They're very expensive. I
Yeah.
walk by this. It's like it's always very expensive when you walk by the store in the mall and you can't actually see into the Canada Goose store because
Mm.
it's like it literally looks almost like a high-end casino because you can't actually see it. There's like a wall, like there's the entrance and then it's like a fashion show, like when they have like the wall and then the entrance, but then there's a wall there, so then you come in from the
Mm.
sides. Like if you watched like I guess RuPaul's Drag Race. I was gonna say like not America's Next Top Model, but like America's like the fashion design one,
Mm.
like where they make clothes. But I guess RuPaul's Drag Race is like the best of both those worlds.
Yeah.
But like that's what every like Canada Goose like storefront looks like, and then there's also always a security guard. I've never been inside the Canada Goose store in
Mm.
the mall because I've never been in the market
That's
for
how
a
you know
Canada.
it's expensive.
I've never been in the market for a Canada Goose jacket, so I've never
No.
been in a Canada Goose store in the mall. But they do exist, and I've never seen anyone go in and out of it.
Mm.
I still also don't know. It's like were the jackets a gift from someone? Was William Nylander gifting all of his teammates? Because William Nylander, I feel like, is the only guy who would buy this stupid jacket.
Yeah. It's got William Nylander written all over it.
But it's like, did William Nylander buy? I need to ask. I feel like we need to get a Leaf on this show and ask him
Yeah, and just be
about
like,
the
I hear all
jackets.
these questions about your long and successful career. Also,
Also,
you know your blue Canada Goose jacket, right? Did you buy it or did William Nylander give it to you?
like, it's like, did William Nylander give it as was it like a team-wide gift, or did you guys all like coordinate that? Was someone in the team group chat putting the same effort into coordinating and picking out this jacket in the same way that people do when it comes to designing like high school graduation hoodies?
I hope.
Do you
Or
know the concept that I'm
alternatively,
talking? Did you know the
yeah.
concept that I'm talking about? When someone's
Mm,
like, "Guys, we need to design a grad hoodie," and then it's like the most intense debate about like font.
mm.
But yes, you're saying you were saying
No.
something. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it would be so funny if it was like they were a gift from William, but he only gave them to certain people.
Like
My
you're
elite
telling me
employees.
you're telling me that not everyone had like except like that's the thing is I only am bringing up this jacket because I'm quite literally looking at a tweet from someone who took pictures of every Leaf who's worn it to like walk-ins, and it's like most of the lineup. It's like both goalies, like Nylander, John Tavares, which I think the John Tavares owning a powder blue puffy Canada Goose jacket is the funniest concept to me.
Oh, deeply hilarious. So fucking funny.
But like, I don't know.
I just think it'd be really funny if he straight up just like when it's like most of you guys can have one of these. If you've pissed me off recently, sorry. You're not cool enough to join the club.
Of
Or
like
it's
the
like,
powder blue puffy Canada Goose
yeah.
jackets.
It's like, like in primary school when you were playing a game and someone was like, "Can I join the game?" And you go, "It's not my game. Sorry, you have to ask like Jess."
Yeah, because I was the victim of that.
Oh no.
You were like, you know what? I'm like, yes, I do. That was because it was me in elementary school asking if I could join people's games of Foursquare. And I'd either be hit with, no, sorry, we only want to play with 5 because we don't want too many people waiting. Or, no, it's not my game, so you'd have to ask so and
I thought you
so.
joined my game.
That's really sweet. Thank you.
Anytime.
Anytime.
Imagine that's just what we do when we're together.
Oh, moving on. The NHL has announced that the 2026 NHL Draft will be held in Buffalo, New York, for the first time since 2016, when infamously Austin Matthews was drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs first overall, but also
I was going for
Joseph
this.
Woll.
I was
Don't
like the
worry,
year
I
of
was
Joseph
getting
Woll.
there. Also, notably, Joseph Woll was
I didn't even
drafted.
think about Austin Matthews. I was like, ah yes, 2016, the year of Joseph Woll. Oh.
This draft will be decentralized like it was last year, but the NHL has said that it will be streamlined and revisited in certain aspects that will be included or not included to hopefully make it run a little bit faster because they are maybe trying to see if they can get the first and the second round during day 1 and then rounds 3 through 7 during day 2, which would be nice because holy crap does did day 1 of last year's draft take forever. And some of it was due to that whole like I don't even know what they called it, the room. It had a cheesy silly name that was really dumb, but it was like the room where like the draftee would go in and like talk to over Zoom to like his new team's GM. And it, like
Yeah.
there was always technical difficulties and like the player couldn't always get hurt. Like it was just really
So silly.
stupid. It was so stupid because you literally were sitting there being like, man, this could happen in person if the NHL and like the GMs didn't want to decentralize the draft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally sitting there being like, man, this could have been in person. Like the opposite of, man, this could have been an email.
Like, this could have been in person, guys. This didn't have to be an email.
No. It was like, this could have been in person.
Mm.
But it'll be decentralized, which is too bad. I do like when the draft has been centralized. I just think it's not the same vibe. Maybe I just also don't like change, and maybe like last year just sucked, but I don't know. I think maybe because like you're not seeing as many like of the tables and like the action of the floor as much that it makes like day 2 like seem very, very long.
Yeah.
I don't know if you found this feeling, but like I literally was sitting there being like, wow, this is like kind of long.
Yeah. I,
But it's like I don't think I ever remember like when the draft was centralized, like it feeling that way because like you would cut to like the GMs on the floor or like whatever, right?
yeah, like having their little like chit
Or
chats.
yeah. And I think also sometimes you get memes like 2 phones Kyle Dubas.
God, we used to be a proper country.
We used to have 2 phones Kyle Dubas.
And now look at us.
Now look at us, but yes.
We're decentralized.
We are decentralized. Look at what you're taking away from the people. You're taking away cultural moments.
It's the work left has gone too far.
Yeah. Also, I think like maybe last year just had like too much Gary Bettman.
Yeah, last year was kind of like, eh.
Did Gary Bettman propose a decentralized draft so that he could just be in the spotlight more. Discuss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Submit answer.
Submit answer. Let us know. This show does have like a reply like feature. Like you can reply to us or just like tweet at us or something and be like, yes, I think you are right about Gary Bettman. Which like, yeah.
Yeah.
Also as well, I guess we'll talk about Heat Rivalry because we didn't do it last episode. So episode 6 came out.
I've been waiting for this day.
Episode 6 came out. We went to the cottage. It was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
I cried.
Yeah.
I laughed. I smiled. I kicked my feet. I twirled my hair. I giggled.
I did that thing where something like nice happens and I just sit there like that with a look on my face. I'm like, I don't know if I'm about to laugh, smile, or just sob.
Yeah. And I think they did a great job because like
So good.
it was so good. And I think, they did a good job of like obviously they had to pare down stuff from the books and that's fine. But I will say I think the funniest part about this episode, like coming out and like the cottage and all that sort of stuff, was like seeing people who weren't Canadian react to like the concept of like Canadian cottage country.
It's a concept I've had to try and explain to my mum, and I still don't think she quite understands it.
It's fine. She'll probably ask me when I come visit about
Yeah,
it.
she'd be like, do tell.
Because I think like so many people who aren't familiar with it, like, and it was mostly Americans I saw, or even just like people from England as well, or like international people as well, but like outside of Canada, I should say, non-Canadians, be like, oh, it's like gonna be like a cute little like cabin or like cottage core type deal. And then they see it and it's like this like glass, like all these mirrors, like big, nice. And it's like, guys, like you don't understand that like, yes, a cottage could also be like a cute little cabin, but it also could be like a giant McMansion. And like it could be everything in between that because in Canada, what defines a cottage is it's literally just on a body of water. That's what defines a cottage.
Yeah.
And like if you go up to the Muskokas, like in like Ontario cottage country, and you go up to the Muskokas, there are some monster cottages. Like I don't know, like picture like Connor McDavid's wedding was in cottage country, did take place at a cottage, just to give you some form of reference. Which is,
there we have it.
I'm now realizing like maybe it's a lot of people who like aren't really familiar with like hockey, so like they didn't see the pictures of Connor McDavid's wedding and it like being described as like being taking place at a cottage. Like don't get it, but like it's all the same thing.
Yeah. We get it because we remember when the pictures dropped.
We did. We were in the Dublin airport waiting for our flight and we're like, oh my god, the pictures, and we were literally in line to board our flight looking at pictures
trying to get them to load.
People thought we were crazy because we were looking at like Vogue Australia pictures, wedding pictures of people like of like two people they probably didn't recognize.
Yeah. And it's like, guys, it's fine.
And we're like sitting there like giggling around, being like zooming in, being like, look, Leon Draisaitl's there.
It's like the polycule is real.
But yeah, it was just such a good ending, I think, for the series as well. And I love how people are like, well, they ended it this way, so like in case they didn't get a season 2. And I think also as well, like with the news that it's been renewed for a season 2 and that like the actors are signed on for 3 seasons, I don't think people are realizing the fact that like, guys, every Canadian show gets at least 3 seasons. Like even the really, really bad ones. Like, there's a reason that there's 13 seasons of When Calls the Heart, and they're still making it. No one I know watches When Calls the Heart. If you watch When Calls the Heart, I apologize. But no one I know watches When Calls the Heart.
I'm gonna start watching it now just to spite you.
You're gonna hate it, actually. It's terrible. I think I watched, like, the first, like, half season, and I could not keep going with it. It's terrible. But, like, guys, like, Degrassi had, like, 3 different iterations. Like there were 3 different versions of Degrassi. Like they kept remaking Degrassi. Not remaking it, but they kept like adding on to Degrassi and like the Degrassi verse. There's so many different Degrassi shows. It's like, guys, if a Canadian show does well, even if it's really niche, like even if it's like Corner Gas, it's still gonna get a bunch of like
Which
a bunch of
not
seasons.
not 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 that niche because it was on the TV in my house in Manchester.
And I was like really taken aback because I was like, what the fuck is Corner Gas doing here?
It's
Corner
like,
Gas, who has had like the true like 6 seasons in a movie and the animated series.
oh, the animated series.
But
Just
I
to
don't know,
top it
like I
all
feel
off.
like you can like relate. There's probably some like really bad niche like British TV shows that just keep getting seasons.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even like the bad ones. It's just that we have so many TV shows that just never end.
Coronation Street,
Yeah, Corey, Emmerdale,
Midsummer Murders. Is that one
EastEnders.
still going?
Probably. Let me check. Midsummer Murders. I think it is it still go? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Midsummer Murders, Casualty. That
It's crazy that they're still.
we love
Wait,
our.
sorry, hold on.
I'm so
Dumb
afraid.
question, but they've Midsummer Murders have been going on for so long. They've gotten 2 different actors to play the main character.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do
It's
you like write that into a like I understand like with Doctor Who it works and it makes sense with like how
mm,
the show is like formatted. How does it
yeah.
work with Midsummer Murders?
I think
How
a lot of the time we just don't acknowledge it.
Oh, like in Foster's when they like replaced Jesus like with what's his face from 12 Boys I Like Before.
I've
Do you know
not.
what You haven't seen 12 Boys I've Loved Before like the cheesy Netflix?
Yeah, no, I've seen
Noah
that. I've not seen
Centineo.
Fosters.
So, anyways, randomly to halfway through the Fosters, it used to be the younger brother from Wizards of Waverly Place,
Oh.
and then partway through, they just replaced him with Noah Centineo, and the way that they like were like, this is how we're going to address that we've just like replaced an actor randomly was they they sent the character away to like boarding school and then he comes back and then they're like, wow, Jesus, you've really gotten big while at boarding school, and it's just a totally different guy,
I
and we're
really
supposed
love
to just
that.
accept that as how they're going to
Believe.
talk about it, and they've now moved on and we just have to move
Mm.
on with them.
Yeah, no, I do kind of love it though. It's like also I
This is
love every so often being reminded that Coronation Street began in 1960.
but they're still like
It's
I
still going,
can't
not even still
I
going, they're
would
still going
love
strong.
Yeah, I would love to meet someone who's seen every episode of Coronation Street and shake their hand.
Yeah. Like,
Because
you
it's
know
like
what?
Young and the Restless.
It's like you've committed to the bit so much that the bit has become your life.
Yeah, because
And
it's
it's
like
no
they
longer a bit.
if Coronation Street started in what 1960
Mm.
and you were what age would you feel like would someone be to like watch Coronation Street and like get it? Like 13?
Yeah, because it's like I remember watching Coronation Street and Emmerdale as like from my first memories because my mum used to watch both of them.
But like watch it and like be
But
cognizant and like retain it. You guess like 13 probably?
I'd say younger. For me, it was sort of like
But like retain like plot points.
you underestimate how deeply obsessed young me was with like Emmerdale.
I'm trying to do math here
But
as to like if you started watching Coronation Street from its first episode when it first aired, how old would you be now?
like,
So that's why I was going like
yeah.
13.
Yeah, we'll stick with 13.
79.
That's a good innings.
Because that's what it started in 1960, right? Or 66? 60?
60.
Yeah, if you were 13 years old when Coronation Street first aired and you started watching it and you watched every single episode as it aired, you would be 79 years old. Isn't that nuts? So sorry.
Crazy.
No, I don't think Crave is going to cancel Heated Rivalry because Crave is not Netflix. Crave will keep pumping out seasons of Heated Rivalry until it stops making sense. Because, yes, they've ended Letterkenny, but people would argue that they made a season too many of Letterkenny. Yes, they're still making seasons of Shoresy. So, like, no, I think we're fine.
Yeah, I
Also, I
think
will say, I saw a TikTok that said that had Jacob Tierney in it saying that they're going to give Ilya the loon tattoo for season 2.
okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because they didn't give him the bear
Choices.
tattoo because they legally like couldn't call the team the Boston Bears.
Yeah.
So they're gonna still give him the loon tattoo.
Yeah. Choices have been made.
So I mean, speaking of heated rivalry, there is going to be book 7 of the Game Changer series coming out. That
Oh
is going
yeah.
to further explore Shane and Ilya's relationship, which is pretty awesome.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. I need it now. I need book 7 ASAP.
Yeah, it's not going to come out till September 29th, 2026.
Slightly
That's
late
so
birthday
far
present.
away.
Thank you. Oh no, I'll have finished my degree by then. That's a horrendous. That's awful. I hate it so much.
My favorite here we go. And I'm already gonna put the beef out there just in reading the summary, which I'll read now. A line has been drawn and the hockey world is divided. For the first time in their professional hockey careers, Ilya Rozanov and Shane Hollander have nothing to hide. For more than a decade, they kept their love a secret, but now they're out, married, and even playing on the same team. The support is incredible most of the time. They've gotten a lot of love from fans who are thrilled for them, but some people in the hockey world are still reeling from their relationship reveal and the backlash, led by popular hockey podcast Top Shelf and the hashtag Take Back Hockey movement is getting louder. Ilya and Shane are finally able to stand together in the light the way they'd always wanted, and now they might be facing their biggest challenge yet. So I'm going to announce it right now before the book has even come out. From the Fourth Line has official beef with Top Shelf, the Top Shelf podcast.
Yes. We official
This is
certified
like how
from the
like
fourth
what
line
chaos.
thumbs down.
This is like how like what chaos has beef with Man
Yeah.
in the Crease.
We're just like, guys, this is a certified from the fourth line thumbs down.
We have beef with Top Shelf, the Top Shelf podcast.
Fuck the Top Shelf
I really
podcast.
hope there's not an actual hockey podcast out there called Top Shelf.
That'd be so
Because that would be
funny.
really unfortunate if they're like chill and like actually really love heated rivalry and aren't like homophobic, who are now being like, dude, like, can we sue?
You're like, um, this just got awkward. Oh dear.
But yes, very excited. I mean, we will probably have the book out before season 2 of the show. Season 2 of the show isn't really expected to be out till 2027. Um, which, is expected with, how long TV shows take.
Mm, like, yeah. It'll be worth the wait. It'll be worth the wait.
But um It will be. I'm trying to think of anything we want to add. Like, that's the only thing when we record, like, on a Wednesday. Odds are something's gonna happen. We're like, who knows? Actually, wait, hold on. I think I gotta just double check something. Hold on. Hold on. Where is it? Have they not put out their project? Oh, they have. Yeah, James Reimer will be on the bench as the Ottawa Senators backup goaltender tonight in New York City, so against the Rangers. Which I still can't believe. They were like, how do we solve our goaltending problem? Let's call up 37-year-old James Reimer and be like, yo, you wanna like what?
I just don't understand, man.
I understand they like can't buy a save right now, and so they're kind of just throwing darts at the wall, but really, James Reimer?
Like, really?
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 But yeah. With that being said, we'll probably end the show here unless you have something to add. There's like I can't think of anything.
Don't think so.
Well then, end the show here. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back on Monday with another episode. No, are you away then?
Yeah,
Are we already there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, never mind.
I could do Sunday night.
Sunday night? Sunday night will work.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. It might just be a little bit late because I gotta drive back. But I'm gonna leave early, so it should be like I'll eat dinner like here in. You know what I mean?
We'll discuss.
We'll discuss.
Because it's an early wake up on Monday.
We will discuss. But yes, we will be back at some point.
Yeah. You'll hear from us.
You will hear from us.
You will hear from us when we want to be heard from.
All right. Firm hand there. I think even if, because I do have to talk to you about something else. In the meantime, you're not in trouble. I just have something else about the show that I have to talk to you about. That's all.
Okay, good.
In the meantime, you can find the show wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow the show on Twitter at From the Fourth Line. That's fourth with the number 4TH. If you love both of us and you love hearing from us and you want to hear more from us because you think we're absolutely hilarious, or you just want to see me react to Fraser Minton having a level 8 in piano and theory from the Royal Music Conservatory, which blew my mind because no one was talking about it. Everyone was talking about all the hockey stuff in his childhood bedroom. You can go follow us over on Twitter at 60 Leaves for Ella, at PairB1 for myself. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back. And in the meantime, go Leafs go.
Go Leafs go.